Hey guys, it's Bree. Welcome back. I'm really excited today. First because we're going to be talking about a book that I was really surprised and really pleased with. But also I'm going to be doing a giveaway at the end for a physical copy of that book. Today I'm going to be reviewing On the Edge of Gone. This is by Corinne Duvyis. It comes out today. This is a kind of book that's not in my normal area. While it is science fiction, it is also YA, and you probably know if you've been around for a while that I generally don't read YA, not because it's bad, it just doesn't normally check off the boxes that I like to have checked off by my fiction. But I was really interested to pick this up. It is about a young girl who is she's living through the end of the world. Basically, there's going to be a huge asteroid strike, and there's going to be cataclysmic events. They've seen the asteroid, but kind of people are now gearing up for the actual impact. Most people are either going to underground bunkers, where they'll have food storage and stuff like that to keep them safe, or they are going onto generation ships and leaving completely. The main character, Denise, was supposed to go to one of the shelters, but doesn't really manage to get there in time. So she and her mother wind up by chance on this generation ship. It's one of the very last to leave. And while they let them stay on for the actual impact, but there's a real doubt about whether they would ever be able to stay on permanently. If you are familiar with generation ship stories, that's not uncommon. Generation ships are very heavily limited by their supplies, but also by the kind of personnel they can take on. Everybody there has to be useful. And Denise she's facing some additional challenges because she has autism spectrum disorder, or ASD. And so the story is all about kind of not just this end of the world, kind of saving people and cataclysmic events, plot-driven story, but also very much examining who we assign value to, how we do that, what kind of contributions we see as being actually very useful, and whether that's an accurate measure by which we should value people. This is the kind of book that I either really, really like or I really, really hate. I tend not to fall in the middle on them. Full disclosure, growing up, my older brother has very severe autism. And growing up, I was, our entire schooling and social life and basically everything was tailored towards him and, involved a lot of other children with disability. And so I am very skeptical often about the portrayal of autism in particular in stories. But I was really, really impressed. Earlier in the year, I talked about Planetfall by Emma Newman, which does a fantastic job portraying anxiety and depression. And I think that this is at that kind of portrayal level when it comes to autism. The story is really fast-paced, it's engaging, there's all sorts of really interesting developments and, of course, dangerous situations. It is the end of the world. And those are all really well done. The pacing is fantastic, but I think the absolute standout of the story is the way that Duvyis really portrays autism spectrum disorder. The story is written first person from Denise's perspective. And so Denise is actually telling you the story. And so you see in her head the build up to some of the behavioral challenges that are associated with autism and Asperger's. But also Duvyis goes out of her way to really look at some of the lesser apparent parts of autism. So some of the things like self-stimulation or self-stimming, which will be where somebody with autism will kind of like rock back and forth, or they might itch, or shake their hands, things like that, those kind of behavioral anomalies, so to speak. And Duvyis integrates those kind of smaller aspects of the behavior into the story without it being overly apparent, right? It's not ever something that draws you out of the story, but it's very much there. It adds, I think, a lot of depth to the way that she portrays the main character. It's all very, very subtle. The plot I really liked. Denise's family and the portrayal of the impact that such a catastrophic event has on people, especially people as a group, I really, really liked. There's a kind of discussion about how hard do you have to be when you're in such a dire situation, right? How firmly do you have to draw your lines? And are you going to stick with them when push comes to shove, right? I really loved this story. I'm going to do a written review on this as well. But I went out after finishing this and I actually bought one of Corinne Duvyis' other books called Otherbound, that's about a boy who's blind and a girl who's mute. And I'm really excited to get to read it. I don't do that very often. It's very, very rare for me to finish a book and immediately go out and purchase an author's other books. I'm really excited to be able to do a giveaway for this particular book. So a physical copy will be sent to one winner. There are a couple of caveats, of course. You have to be over 18 or have your parents' consent. You have to have a U.S. address and leave a comment in the comment section down below of this video. Please make sure to mark your comment with a parentheses US so that I know that you can be included in the giveaway. It will be closing on March 15th, midnight Central Standard Time. So put your comment down below. I hope you're having a fantastic reading week. I'll talk to you later. Bye.